Toastmasters Club. In the absence of our president and SSA, me as being the TMOD of the day, Tanaz, I will call the meeting to order. We have, so I'll start with my intro. It's December. I chose this theme because December is quite close to my heart. Maybe because I am born in this month. December was always meant for me those wintry nights and warm in the sense of love, because I was always loved a little more, cared a little more by my siblings, parents. I was surprised because of my birthday. And just so you know, my birthday is on 31st December. So it was always special because I used to celebrate my birthday and the New Year together. And it was always a huge event at our home. Before I moved to Kerala, I always thought that December was one of the coldest month of the year. But to my surprise, it's still hot in Kerala. It's so hot. I didn't even imagine that I will be seeing December mornings like 25, 27 degrees in my life. But yeah, here we are. December also has its importance in my life because it was the vacation period for everyone, and it always felt merry. Not only Merry Christmas, but everything was just merry. Everyone will be in happy mood. Now, if we talk with any of our colleagues, everyone will be talking about where they are going, what are their plans, all about family vacations and the happy vibe. So with that note, I would like to call our general evaluator to introduce our tag team today. And please, I invite Ms. Toastmaster Shubhamar.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tanaz. So I'm the general evaluator today, and we have the tag team. I would like to introduce the timer, Toastmaster Ajay, to come here and explain his role.
Yes. Thank you so much, Toastmasters everyone. Thank you. Good evening, Toastmasters. We have this today. So I just reached there. I'm so glad that the moment that I did just reached, I'm called for explain timer. I'll just talk about my responsibilities today. As a timer, I will be timing the table topics, speakers and former speeches, and the evaluators. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, right? Which denote specific timings meaning. So table topics, speakers should limit their remarks not more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will raise the green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. At 2 minutes, I will raise the red card. Similarly, for icebreaker speeches, there should be 4 to 6 minutes, and most other speeches will be 5 to 7 minutes in general. And for those speakers, I'll be alerting them with green card on 5 minutes, yellow card at 6 minutes, and red card finally upon 7 minutes. So individual evaluations should be between 2 to 3 minutes. And at 2 minutes, I will raise the green card, and 2 minutes 30 seconds, I will raise yellow card. And finally, at the 3 minutes, I'll raise the red card. Yes, that's with the timing. And back to Toastmaster Shivakumar.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ajay, for clearly explaining the timings. And next is Toastmaster Jisha online to explain this role of our counter. Jisha is not there. Okay, sorry. Toastmaster Shruti will be the counter. Can you please explain the role? Shruti?
You are on mute, Shruti.
Yeah, thanks, Tanaz, for that. So, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So, today I'll be acting as our counter, and I started with the crutch word while explaining my role. So, I think you can get what my activity will be. So, I will be noting down whatever use of us, arms in your speech, and also if you are using any crutch words like so, and like, where it is not required to use. So if you are using those words while you are thinking what to speak next and you're using as a crutch word, so then I will be noting it down and then letting you know at the end of the meeting. So that will be my role. And over to you, TMOD. Thank you.
Thanks, Toastmaster Shruti. Next, I would like to welcome Toastmaster Gokul, the grammarian of today.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shivakumar, for the information on that. So, hi, fellow Toastmasters. So, today, as a grammarian, my responsibility is to pay close attention to the speakers, listening carefully to their language usage, and be taking down notes on the language, as well as look for any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As a grammarian, it's also my duty to introduce the word of the day. So for today's meeting, the word is dogma, which means fixed, especially religious belief or a set of beliefs that people are expected to accept without any doubts. An example of using this is "Don't be taught my dogma," which is living with the results of other people's thinking. That is from a quote by Steve Jobs. So yeah, each speaker is expected to use the word of the day. I'll give a grammarian's report when called upon during the meeting, and also a report on the usage of the word of the day. So thank you, Toastmasters. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gokul. So with this, the tag team has been introduced, and I would like to give back the control to TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shivakumar. So now we move to the most important part of our meeting, that is the speeches, prepared speeches. At first, we have a speaker 1, Toastmaster Vinita, who is attempting her level 2 project 1 with title, "With great power comes great responsibility." She will be evaluated by Toastmaster Srijit. I would like to call Toastmaster Srijit over here to explain the objectives of her speech.
Good evening, Toastmasters. Today, Toastmaster Vinita is attempting her level 2 project 1, part 1 speech, on pathways visionary communication, titled "With great power comes great responsibility." The purpose of this project is for the member to identify her primary leadership style or styles. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of her primary leadership style or discuss leadership style in general. Speech has a time limit of 5 to 7 minutes.
Thank you, Toastmaster Srijit. With great power comes great responsibility. Toastmaster Vinita. Toastmaster Vinita, with great power comes great responsibility.
Am I visible? Yeah. Okay. With great power comes great responsibility. I'm sure you've all heard the quote. This is from a very popular movie. Can you guess which one? It is a Spider-Man movie. Good evening, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. In the year 2015, I had started working as an assistant college professor. I was teaching the subject Sustainable Engineering to first-year electrical engineering students. So one fine morning, I wore a beautiful sari as usual, and I walked to class. My students greeted me, and just before resuming classes, I glanced at the desk, which was empty. And I asked my students, where are the assignments that you had to submit today? And all of them were looking at each other. Some were guilty, some were throwing mischievous smiles, and some were just blank. In a class of 60 students, none of them had submitted their assignment. But I was not offended. Coming from an engineering background, I knew how students were. And in this class, when 56 students were already boys, I was prepared for how troublesome they would be. I was generally a very friendly teacher, and I was not strict. So I knew they might have thought that I was a power. They could do whatever they want. So I could maybe just shout at them, or I could just tell them, if you don't submit it by end of the day today, I'm going to cut your internal marks. So then they would directly submit it out of fear. But I didn't want that. I wanted them to be responsible, to know that if you have a duty, you need to do it exactly on time. And I also wanted them to love and respect me. So I just looked at them with very disappointed look. And I turned back to the board and I wrote the quote, with great power comes great responsibility. I then turned and then I addressed them. I told them, dear students, I'm not going to shout at you. I'm not going to cut your internal marks. I'm not forcing you for anything. I have treated you with respect. I've treated you as adults, as friends. I have given you that space and that freedom in my class. So I expect the same from you. I expect that you're responsible to know that it is your duty to submit assignments. And I expect that you respect me so that you listen to my words and you respect me enough to submit it on time when I say it. Saying this, I stopped, and with a very solemn expression, I started taking my class. But I could look at their faces and see that they were feeling bad. As soon as the bell rang, they all ran. I said, ma'am, sorry, ma'am, we will submit tomorrow. I didn't smile with a very strict expression. I just walked. But inwards, I knew my technique had worked. Next day morning, when I went to class, all 56 assignments were on my table. And since then, my students never missed an assignment date. On that day, I knew that I had become a leader, that I had taught my students how to be responsible, how to be accountable, and how to respect the time of those who spend time for you. Let us now just visit my MTech days. When I was studying Masters in Structural Engineering, I had a teacher, Prabha ma'am. She was very strict, never smiled, and all the students were terrified of her. So she used to teach the subject, analysis of structures. Since my allotment was finalized a little late, by the time I joined classes, I had missed most of the portions, a little bit. So I found that I couldn't understand what was being taught in class. So Prabha ma'am used to explain a problem in class, and then she would give a problem asking us to solve it. And she will walk around the class looking at the notebooks, what they are solving. So when she came to my notebook, only the question was there. The answer was not there. And I was not solving. I was just sitting with my pens. So she told me to meet her in the classroom, in the staff room, which I promptly agreed. So when I went to the staff room, she asked me, Vinitha, what's wrong? You're not following anything. The other students are all doing, and you are not doing anything. So if you can't follow, you might fail this class. So I told her, ma'am, I just need a little time. Suddenly, I cannot catch whatever you teach in class, but I will go home and study, and I'll come back. She was not convinced. With a worried expression, she looked at me and said, okay, you do that. If you have a problem, come to me, I will teach you. So I went back to class, home, and I asked some of my friends who explained to me the problems. And then over the weekend, I studied. And when the surprise test came, I solved the problems. This happened through the entire semester. However attentive I was in class, I just couldn't catch it so quickly that I listened to her and suddenly solved the problems. Prabha ma'am never checked my notebook again. But I knew she cared for me. So for more than studying for myself, what I wanted to do was, I wanted to study so that I would get great marks for her. I wanted to see her proud. I wanted to see her smile. And when the model exams results were announced, I was the only student who scored 100 marks in the subject analysis of structures. So, dear Toastmasters, what I wanted to say is, all my life, I have been inspired by many great leaders, be it my teachers, my mentors, my managers. They all have different styles of teaching, of leading, and all of these methods are effective. But for me personally, the ones which resonate with me are the ones filled with love and kindness. The one which has worked for me and the one which I am good at is the one which touches the heart. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vinita, for sharing such a wonderful experience of yours. Now moving on to speaker 2, Toastmaster Jasna, who is attempting her level 4 elective project.
Tanaz, check with Srijit because he wants to leave by 17 just check with him if he's fine.
Dave, you can mute
Yeah,
yourself.
he said it's fine.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Who is attempting her level 4 elective project. Her title is OMG, we nailed it. And her evaluator is Toastmaster Shiv Kumar, who will be telling us or introducing us with the objective of the speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tanaz. So, next speech is by Toastmaster Jasna. She is in the engaging humor pathway she is following. And this pathway is designed to help you build a humorous and engaging public speaking skill. And also, she is in level 4. That means she will have to allow her to explore different aspects of humor and public speaking. Yeah. So I would like to give it back to Toastmaster Tanaz.
Toastmaster Jasna, OMG, we nailed it. OMG, we nailed it, Toastmaster Jasna.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tanaz. Timer, I just want to confirm it's a time that you showed me.
Green,
6
yes.
minutes.
I'll show yellow and 7 yellows.
Okay. 6 is my cue to stop. Right. Oh my God, we nailed it. This was exactly the feeling that I had on that particular day. Now, what day are we talking about? The day when we conducted the 100th meeting of the Technopark Toastmasters Club. As you all know, that was a huge event. Many of you all were already present. And I would like to re-quote what I said last time about General Eisenhower's comment. And he said, plans are nothing, planning is everything. Now, this is the second time I'm repeating it. So any thoughts, anybody, what did you understand by that phrase? Anyone online, anyone here?
Spend time to plan it.
Okay.
Draft
Then
it,
actually it's work.
make it happen.
99% of I think the plan, we should spend 99% of our time on plan.
Plans will always change.
Okay, we're getting closer to
I think everyone will plan, but only few will be having a detailed planning for that plan.
Thank you very much. Anybody online would like to share their thoughts?
Yeah, even though the plans don't work, it is very important that we really plan, have a good plan.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, thank you all for joining here today. What General Eisenhower meant was to talk about the dogma related to the plans that we actually prepare and how we think about them being the only way to actually go ahead with the process. Unfortunately, what he was trying to emphasize was the point that somewhere Shiva touched, wherein you can plan as much as you want. Again and again, you can try it, you can plan it, you can reiterate it, you can make it better. But at the end of the day, once you reach the venue, you will surely have to deviate from your plan. And you will be obliged to do that because of the circumstances on the ground. This is what General Eisenhower meant. And to be frank, we were exactly in the same situation on that particular day. As soon as we entered the venue, it was like a Pandora's box had opened. One after the other, there were things that were coming up, wherein our plans started spoiling and we started reiterating over it. I'd like to share my lessons with you that I learned over that particular day so that in future, when you try to plan something big like this, it will always help you. I had a group of 7 to 9 people who were the core of the entire plan that we prepared. And though we did that, there were 3 other things that I would like to share today. The first and foremost part is you should always have a backup plan. Plan A, plan B, plan C, have whatever it is, but identify the main items in your list and make sure that you have a backup plan. So since we were prepared for that particular part, I'll tell you how the situation unraveled. We went there, we had 65, almost 65 registrations. Very soon we noticed that only around 25 to 30 participants actually popped up. So from 65, we went to 35. But because we had our backup plan, that is plan B, all of us had some people already on standby who we called in and said, yeah, join. I think it is time because we'll not have enough people. So though we delayed it by like 15 to 20 minutes, we still had enough people to fill the venue. Now, next comes the funny part of the whole thing, wherein I learned my second lesson. You always need to be ready to improvise. There is no way without it. Now, this part actually happened wherein one by one people started coming in and I was like, hey, thanks for joining today. Can you give me a name so that I can put it into the participant list? No, sorry, I just came to view the event. I did not come to participate. Oh, nice. Have a seat. This was the actual reaction to the most of the people that we had that day because many of them came in as viewers and not as participants. So out of the 65, we had 30 from there, even the count started dwindling. So what could we do other than improvise? I went and sat at my seat and I was thinking, what are we going to do here today? When Ajay walked in. And I saw that he had his friend and also his wife along with him. So I said, Ajay, you need to participate. It's a very good event. Try. Then he was like, should I? And then he was like, yeah, maybe your friend can also participate. So we got him and his friend to participate. Then walked by Shiva again. Shiva, come. No, you should participate for the event. We don't have enough participants. So one by one, we got our Technopark Toastmaster members to participate for the event. And finally, we had enough listing for that particular day. So second lesson learned, always be ready to improvise. I'm sure both these guys must have wanted to push me down some ditch, but because they won that day, I think I was excused from that. Then, the next set of points that is a little related to what General Eisenhower said. You can plan as much as you want. Again and again, reiterate, do it better. But at the end of the day, you will always forget something. This is not what he actually said, but this is like one of the side stories to what he mentioned. Because that day, after we reached the venue, though we had like 7 to 9 people fully planning for the thing, we forgot something very, very important. Can any of you all guess what it was? Something simple, but very crucial for that.
Invite the chief guest.
We forgot water bottles. We forgot to bring water to an event where we were actually conducting a speech contest. There was not even a drop of water in the room. And unfortunately, last minute we realized that, oh, this was missing. Before the venue started, we got some external help and we got the water bottles in place. So the third lesson that I learned was, things can always go wrong, but you need to address it in a calm and nice way. So these are the lessons that I learned on that particular day, my friends. I had a beautiful team to help me out. I would like to thank everybody who joined us that day for the event and made this a great success. While after everything was over, we were wrapping up all the leftover items and I was walking down the stairs outside the Technopark building. I was like, oh my God, we literally need it. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jasna, for explaining about the event.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tanaz.
Thank you. Although I was not part of it, I couldn't be part of it as I was at home, but definitely I could imagine the way you explained it, the excitement, definitely we nailed it and I missed it. With that note, this is the end of our prepared speech. Now, since we are a little bit limited on time from the evaluation side, so I will call upon stage Toastmaster Srijit to present the evaluation of Speaker 1, Toastmaster Vinita.
Thank you. Thank you, dear Molly. Today, we had a delightful experience of observing Toastmaster Vinita's speech. I still remember her level 1 panel speech. The sugar is not sweet with a can. So this is an extension to that speech that still resonates in my mind. Speaker Vinita, she started with a quote. In fact, that was her title. With great powers comes great responsibility from Steve Jobs. I did not realize that. It was an engaging opening. It really captivated the audience attention, and I think she had a question asking us whether you knew about it or not. And talking about the structure of speech, you had an introduction, body, and a conclusion. Introduction, as you stated, that it was like a engaging opening. And the body, you shared two stories. The first one is your own story as an assistant professor, how you manage to get your students to complete the homework. When you look at the leadership style, we have multiple leadership styles. I still remember I studied in a government school, wherein teachers were using the command and control. I never had the experience what Vinita shared. They used to use a stick versus stick board, but she used different techniques where she understood or she explained the kids or the students the meaning or what value it brings when you're really doing it. When people understand the meaning, you don't need to teach them. I still remember a quote. It's not related to the topic, but from another person. If you really want to understand the value of peace, you stand in a hot sun and then stand there for a couple of hours, then move the people under the tree. Then you will never cut the tree, you will protect it. That's what came to my mind when Vinita talked about it. It was a wonderful leadership style, explaining to the people the meaning, so that they will do it. Next time you don't need to tell them, you don't need to take. If you take this take every time, you have to take it. I really like it. And the second thing, you explain how the teacher inspired you, and your stories. It really had a personal connection. As I explained, we all could relate because I think we all had a similar experience in the past. And body language, you had confidence through. You executed confidence through a positive body language. I still remember you had very good gestures, problems, cut, and ran. She had limitations, but still she was trying to run it and walk away. I can't recreate the hand gestures. Maybe we can ask her to demonstrate again so that we'll learn it. And we had many memorable elements. As I stated, we all could relate to our childhood days. And areas improvements, I think we had a stage limitation when we were giving a speech online. That's a space we have it. Maybe it would have given a better impact. You would have been here. And second thing is transition. I think you shared two stories. First, we started with your professor, and then we went back to your tenure. Maybe we can think about it, the transition. In conclusion, you delivered an impressive speech, an engaging storytelling, personal connection, vocal variety, and confident delivery were really commendable. We can take a look at the optimal stage utilization. Thank you, and thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. B. Dave, should I move to our next evaluator? No?
No, check with Siva if he's available. You can move to the table topic session. Like if he's available for the entire session.
Okay, then we have our next fun session, that is the table topics session. Toastmaster Anis is conducting our table topics session. He is our table topics master today. Can you please put your video on and unmute yourself, Toastmaster Anis?
Yeah. Sorry, I might be looking a bit odd because I am just kind of continued from my work. I'm working from home, so you can see that.
Yeah, no issues, no issues. Thank you for joining. That's more important. So Toastmaster Anis is a service manager working at Allianz Technology. He is interested in traveling. So looking forward to hear more about your traveling and upcoming speeches as well. And now we can start our table topics. Over to you, Toastmaster Anis.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. So, hello everyone. Thank you for the opportunity opportunity for giving me as a table topic master. So today we are going to have a different kind of table topics, and trust me, everybody on this call will be participating. So we will not take any serious topics. We will not take any what do you say, mm, normal table topics. What we are going to do is like we are going to tell stories. How many of you are interested in stories, basically? I hope everyone, right? So let's say stories to each other. Okay. And the story would be something like that. I will start a story, then you need to continue from it. Let's see how the story starts and how it ends. Are you guys ready? Okay. So let me start. Okay. I think hope everybody knows the story about the tortoise and the rabbit, right? It's a very famous story that we are listening from our childhood, and there were different versions of it. So I'm starting from that. Okay, there was once a tortoise and a rabbit. A race was held. The tortoise won. The rabbit slept, and the story is over. And it is like well the end. And from here, the timer, the table topic starts, and I'm the first speaker. My name is Mohammed Anis. Okay, so now the story is like this. The tortoise one, the tortoise become famous in the entire forest community. Okay, it was a big forest community. There were different kinds of animals, and what happened is like the tortoise is now the star of the town. Okay, and because of this, the tortoise got excited. He started doing racing with leeches, sloths, snails. So whichever animal that is lesser than him, he started racing against, and he won lot of prizes. Now he's like a star in the town. Okay. Now tortoise became more proud, more like excited. He wanted to do more. He thought like, why shouldn't I do a race again with the rabbit? I already defeated him once, and if I defeat him twice, I will get much more popular, and I will get a beautiful girlfriend as well. Right. So now again, the next race was set between the tortoise and the rabbit. Here, no one was looking into the rabbit. No one he was caring. All the photographers, all the people were taking photos with the tortoise because he's a star. But nobody knew that rabbit was much better. He had a better skill. Only because of pure luck, the tortoise won. So because of this, the tortoise was the star and rabbit was left behind. The race happened. I'm not going to explain you what the race happened, but what happened is like here the rabbit won. Okay, the rabbit won. And you know the reason why the rabbit won, because rabbit has the skill of running faster. Tortoise won the race because of just mere luck. Luck can support you one or two times, but here, since rabbit had the skill, rabbit won. So always the skill wins before the luck. And thank you, everyone. That was a story. And who wants to continue from this here? The rabbit won the race. From here, who wants to take it up? Okay, I can see that Aha counter Shruti has raised the hand. So Shruti, you want to continue the story?
Yeah.
Okay,
So since the
thank you.
rabbit won this race, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So maybe I think I'm too much excited to start speaking on this topic. So I forgot to wish everyone. So let's say the second race, the rabbit won. And the rabbit is too much excited now, and now he's boastful about because he's now realized that all his skills are put to use, and he's the fastest runner and animal again within his community. So the tortoise wanted to have one more chance, and the tortoise said, "Let's have a third race, and let's find out the best of three." Okay, so one race I have won, and the other one you have won. So let's have one more race and find out who is the winner. And the date is finalized, and both of them decide to have a race. And now both of them have lost once. So they both are properly prepared for it, and the rabbit is little bit happy with his one, so he's kind of relaxed, but the tortoise is quite focused. And then the race happens, and halfway through, the rabbit has already reached, and now he knows that he doesn't have to sleep. So what he does is he opened Instagram and he thought, okay, let me scroll for some 2 minutes or 5 minutes till the time the tortoise is coming. And 5 minutes goes to half an hour, and he keeps scrolling at the reels, and he forgot completely that there is a race. And finally, tortoise wins again, and the rabbit loses the race. Thank you, everyone. So I think someone next can go on and continue.
Yeah, before that, thanks Shruti for that wonderful story. Again, here there's some moral that you have put in, really nice. Again, this explains nowadays how Instagram kills time, loses our focus. I think it's a really nice thing. Who wants to go next? Who wants to continue the story?
I can go, Anis. Vinita.
Okay, hi. Yeah, sure. Hi, Vinita. Yeah.
Okay. So good evening, fellow Toastmasters. So the third race, the tortoise won the race, and now the tortoise is very happy, and he truly believes that he is actually a fast runner than the hare. And he goes around telling everyone that, I am very fast. I defeated him twice, and he's so happy. And all the animals in the forest, they also believe him. Okay, did you really defeat him? And then he finds that like Asianet is coming, and they're asking him for an interview. And the tortoise is very excited. So he first goes to a new place. He goes to a tattoo place, and on his shell, he puts some tattoos and all because he wants to be very, very, very good looking for the interview. And then he goes to the interview, and he praises himself, and he's very haughty now. And he's like, yeah, I am the fastest runner. And I also have my ambition is, so they ask him a question. What is your ambition, tortoise? Do you very always running? He's like, yes, I always used to run from school. I'm very good. So what do you want to do next? So he says that, yes, I want to participate in the Asian Games. And then they were like, yeah, the tortoise wants to participate. And then you can see that there is a lot of flux and banners with the tortoise picture, and everybody is getting the tattoo with the small tortoise, and everyone is so happy. And meanwhile, then the hare gets very angry. Okay, this tortoise, he is, defaming me. So he starts an anti-protest, and he raises a bet. Okay, if you're so smart, let us again hold another race and let us find it. But the tortoise is smart now. So he'll be like, no, I cannot come for another race. So you will fail again. So, that is a shame for me also. So I'm not interested in any of that. And he goes around, and then he's practicing. So every day morning, he wakes up at 5 and he starts crawling around in the forest, and he goes for a lot of things. He even makes a smoothie shake and drinks it every day. And he's all set for the Asian Games. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Vinita. So again, that is really nice because see how our imagination is going when we are telling stories. So basically, everyone has an inner child who would like love to say stories to each other. So I can already see Bala is so excited to tell a story. Bala, do you want to continue?
I can continue. I have one request before I continue.
Yeah.
Timer, if you can be a bit closer. It's not really visible when you show the card. That will be helpful. And just a quick check. I'm audible and visible to everyone.
Is it now visible for you? Okay.
Yes. Thank you. So, Table Topics Master Anish, shall I continue?
Sure, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, after having that smoothie, I decided I will go into the field and I will run. Okay. And I'm talking about this in 1994. And I was in my school days. I was in that 100 meters track. Was I a rabbit? Was I a tortoise? I don't know. But I still went. I ran. First 25 meters, I was the first. Come the next 50 meters, I was like being taken over by many people. But when I reached that 75 meters, I see everyone has overtaken me. So I am at the last. Now I don't go to the 100 meters track. I just move out. I just go out and I just come out of the track because I know I am defeated. Now, whether am I a rabbit or a tortoise, I don't know. But the only thing is, there are goods with both of them. I have two pets, they are rabbits. They can run very fast. And the best thing about rabbits, I'll tell you, they can run in any direction. And they can change the direction and run. That's why it's very difficult to catch them. I have rabbits, and that's why I'm telling you. You may not have that, but that's one thing as a educational thing I'm telling you. And second, about tortoise, the level of depth, the level of breadth that they take, we cannot take. Humans cannot do that. And I think they are the most surviving animals. I would not want to be a rabbit. I would not want to be a tortoise. But I would like to take the good from both of them. The running skills, the adaptability that a rabbit has to change the direction, which is not a kind of dogma. It is the adaptability, changing direction to be not a prey animal, just to survive. That is what rabbit teaches us. Someone told that we have to sustain. That's what rabbit will teach us. And the second thing about tortoise, have that hard shell on your back. People will throw that mud or stone onto you. It's okay. Take that long breath and survive. Because every day you will face these people. I would like to conclude and give it back to you, to tabletop master. It's okay either to be a rabbit or to be a tortoise. Till the time you take only the positives. Thank you, and back to you. I think you are on mute, tabletop master.
Yeah, sorry. So Bala has inspired us with some positive things where right now we were telling tortoise and rabbit. Now Bala himself has been a part of the story. So let's see who is going to join Bala in the story, or is it going to take the positives from the story? So who would like to continue?
Just now wants to continue actually.
I can.
Yeah, just now.
I can
Yeah.
go. Am I
Yep.
audible? I mean, visible, yes, but audible? Can you guys hear me? Oh, good? Okay. So I'll start. So Bala inspired some childhood memories of mine. Not exactly mine, actually childhood memories when about my kids basically. When they were small, they started, suddenly my son, my younger one is very attached to rabbits. And like he's attached to all kind of pets, but rabbits are the ones that were like, pulling him towards him. And one fine day he said, "Mommy, I want a rabbit." Rabbit, rabbit, rabbit. I was like, "No way, you will buy it and then I will end up cleaning the whole mess." Like, no, 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 no. I will take very good care of it. You don't have to bother at all. All you need to do is buy me a rabbit. I said, "No, I am not going to take care of this." So I went into the kitchen and he went all the way behind his father and he put masala and soap on his dad and he got him to agree. Finally, what happened was my husband said, "Poor kid, he really wants a pet. Let's buy something for him." And then my son joined in, all of them sentimental, emotional blackmail. Finally, I fell for it. So we went to a place and we bought a rabbit. There were two rabbits actually with a cage. And we brought the rabbits home. For the first 1 week, my kid was so attentive. In fact, both my kids were very attentive. They took very good care of it. They used to give them water and carrot and all those, everything was on time. After 1 week, slowly, the rabbits started becoming, abandoned to the side. They wouldn't bother at all. And I was like, "Hey, did you give the rabbit something to eat?" I said, "No, mommy, you see, I'm very busy. I'm playing. You go take care of it." So whatever I predicted exactly happened. I was supposed to take care of it. Finally, we made another cage for it outside so that the rabbits at least could explore a little. And every day morning, we would put them inside the cage. After some time, they would be outside the cage. We had no clue what was going on. We were like completely lost because every day morning they were out. And finally, we understood that the cage was outside. It was like on the mud. They were experts in digging a hole through and coming all the way out. So that is my experience with rabbits, how my kids tricked me into cleaning and taking complete care of them, and how I decided that maybe I'm not a pet person at all. Thank you.
Thanks, Jasna, Toastmaster Jasna. So again, another story, a personal story where a rabbit was a pet. I think now rabbit is becoming a hero. Okay, and the rabbit has grabbed everyone's attention. So now, who wants to continue the story from the rabbit
I
being a
would like
hero?
to continue, but I will not be able to come
Please,
on video. So fine.
that's fine.
Okay. So now I'm introducing you to the new animal called as elephant. As you all know, this that is the smartest animal in the world. And I'm going to give you a lot of analogy. At the end of this, I'm going to ask what is what, right? So the elephant is observing all this event, and it sees that a rabbit is winning all the tournament in running, and it wants to defeat it in the game of running, whereas it's already very good in the game of which starts with C. I'll come back to the C later. Okay. Now the elephant realizes that to be a better runner, what it has to do, it has to hire a coach who is technically strong. So it goes all the way to leopard, and the leopard, as you know, it's also the fastest animal in the world. It asks the leopard, technically, can you help me to be the best runner in the forest? Leopard says, sure, I'll take the tenure for the next 4 years. I'll train you, I'll coach you, and you'll be the winner for sure. And then this elephant started training like anything. The first and foremost, it has to be leaner, leaner, stronger. So it started running yo-yo test to get itself reduce its fat so that it can run faster and faster and faster. And the final hurdle, the leopard told, it's all in the mental block. If you're able to fix it, get over it, that it can also run faster in the field of running, you can definitely win. So it started preparing like anything for the 4 years. And finally, there was a tournament called as King of Running. What is King of Running? What is Leopard? What is this? I'll come back to that later. So here, it defeated all the minor animals which were earlier good than it in the running, and finally it ended up in the final. And final, whom it is facing? The already someone who is very good in running. Yes, you guessed that right. The rabbit. And rabbit here, who has been in the final for so long, against someone who is been to the final for the very first time. Guess what? Who won the contest? No, 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 no. It's not going to be a happy ending. Don't say it's elephant. It's rabbit. And the elephant was all crying. The entire nation belonging to elephant was crying. And that time, it reached the coach and it asked, Elephant, 4 years back, you were not able to run. And now you are in the finals of the King of Running Championship. It's better. Winning is not the only thing that is matter. It's better that you are improving everyday life. So Toastmasters, winning is not only being a champion. It is simply as simple that if you are able to do something better than yesterday, if you are able to learn new skill which you have not learned before, these are also called winning. So right now, to you, what is the rabbit? Any guesses? Analogy? It is Australia, which I meant. What is the elephant? It is the Indian cricket team. What is the game of sea? It is the game of chess. What is the game of running? It is a cricket World Cup which we had recently. Thank you. Back to you.
Again, a wonderful story. Thanks, Toastmaster Dave. So again, see how he has given us a lot of things to think in that 2 minutes. Thank you, Dave. So who wants to go next? Is the
Toastmaster Gokul wants to.
Can we hear?
Yeah.
Since there's some brought up the story of the rabbit, I also had I have a story with 2 rabbits. So first question, do you still have those rabbits? No, you don't. No way. Okay. Did they live their entire life? Or something?
I think some dog.
Yeah. If we're getting to that, it's actually a bitter sweet ending. Not a sweet ending, it's a really sad story actually. So I had a thing for rabbits. My brother also had a thing for rabbits because it was so cute. We had 2 rabbits. So this was around the time my father was building our house. So we had a small lawn out in the front, and there were 2 rabbits. So one was black and one was white. So we named them Blackie and Whitey. And they were so cute. Like it was so small and they were really cute. So I had a thing for the white one. Brother also had a thing for the white one. So the black one was the least loved one. Sadly. I don't know why. It's not a color thing. The white one was also really friendly for some reason. So everyone used to play with the white one. And then one day, like the house inauguration came, And while the inauguration is happening, the two rabbits were actually out in the lawn, and no one was paying attention to it. Normally, you're supposed to like lock it inside so that no danger happens with like the cats and dogs don't come to attack it. So sadly, that day we didn't pay much attention to it. We were tendering to the guests, and then there was a cat. I used to like cats before. Like earlier, I had a thing for dogs and cats, especially cats because they were also good. But one cat came in, and then it bit the white rabbit and took it. And I was seeing this first, and I was seeing the rabbit being taken away, and it was a small rabbit, and it really broke my heart. I ran after the cat. I was running with a stick and stones, running after the cat. Sadly, that cat got away with it, and the rabbit died. And after that, there was just the black rabbit left. After that incident, it left a really sad taste in my really bad taste in my mouth. I felt guilty for a long time. And then when she was narrating the story, I remembered, okay, I also had the rabbits and remember the story. So just wanted to share that with you guys. Thank you.
I forget I'm on mute. Sorry for that. Okay, so Gokul, the Toastmaster Gokul, that was again a good story because it led to me a memory. Because for me, I used to like cats, but nowadays I hate cats because the thing is like it comes to my house for food. After having food, it stays at me like I'm a villain. I don't know why. Always it happens. So anybody else left to? I see Chris. Do you want to give a try with the story?
Maybe I'm left.
Yeah, maybe I can give a story, but my story is about goat and tiger. So at one point, a tiger was born. A tiger was born, and the mother died when the tiger was very young. So the goat were taking care of the tiger. So the goat could give the tiger leaves to feed on, and the tiger was basically surviving on the provision of the goats. So one day, another tiger, which is a bit old, came and see like this tiger, small tiger, is being taken care of by small goats, by goats. So he called the tiger separately, and they went out to chill out with the bigger tiger. While they were out, the bigger tiger told the small tiger that look at the water. So when the small tiger looked at the water, he was able to see for the first time. He was able to see itself. It was able to see that he has longer teeth. He's not like a goat. So he's able to, he has been feeding on leaves just like goats. So for the first time, he was able to identify himself as a tiger. So the story ends that at this point, the tiger was able to recognize what the identity, its real identity. So that means that he was able to know that he was limiting himself by living by goats, not knowing that the goats can be a good source of food. So the story relates to our lives. Most of the time we live by not knowing who we really are. So when we live among people and we know who we really are, we can be, when we don't know who we really are, we can just be just the tiger that is living among goats. So when we look at ourselves and see our own self, we have our identity, we can be great leaders and great people. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Chris. Again, that was a very nice story and very thoughtful because something that we need to think every day because potentially we have that very special skill to rule the world, but we never understand that. Okay, I just see that we have one more person. Justin, do you want to continue?
Anis, if no one is there, then I will go. I can go.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, can you? Yeah, they can go.
thank you so much. I think the rabbit is always taking boost or Horlicks because it's run very fast, right? Yeah. So my experience with rabbit and
Here we can see.
yeah, I think the discussion is now just about rabbit. The tortoise went out of the screen. So let me bring the tortoise back. Did you see the tortoise here? Yeah. So I'm the tortoise, right? And I have a rabbit in my mind. So sometimes what happens is I'm thinking about I'll start gymming tomorrow. I'll wake up in the morning at 5. I'll go and I'll become like Google one day with gym. So that kind of a, what do you call it? Rabbit is in my mind. But the rabbit will go sleep in the early morning. And then the tortoise will come. No, I'll go in the next day when the 6 a.m. comes up. That happens for years. Now there is another tortoise and rabbit in my house. So you can probably guess that's my wife. I better have. She's like a rabbit and I'm like a tortoise. So whatever the cases that we have in the house, whether it is a celebration, whether it is a school program for our daughter, whatever, she makes everything happens very fast. She arranges even for the 100th meeting. She was the person who was arranging. So I will think I will do it in a better way, but the last moment waits before that, but that never happens. So that's another tortoise in my house. There are 2 tortoises. There are 2 rabbits in my home. With that, I think I'm done. So bringing back to you, Toastmasters, talk about tortoise more than rabbit. We have tortoise as well somewhere nearby.
Yeah, so we now have a personal tortoise, a person who calls himself as a tortoise. Thanks, Ajay, for that story, small story, but it was really sweet. Now, who wants to go next? Did I miss anyone? Justin?
Yeah. Okay. Just if Justin wants to go, then okay. Otherwise, I will go.
No, yeah.
No, Justin was in nothing last.
Yeah, I will go next.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Justin, will you go or should I go ahead?
I'll go. I'll go.
Oh, okay.
I think everyone should participate, right? So I think you should participate next. So I just wanted to conclude the story. Actually, I will start with the initial situation where tortoise and rabbit were winning alternatively, right? So what happened was that one day they happened to meet each other in a tea shop. So they just had a casual meeting. So the tortoise said to rabbit, we both have become famous, right? You also have become famous. I also have become famous. Now the thing is that people are losing interest. So now we need to keep this interest going on. Then only both of us can benefit. So what you'll do is you'll come to an arrangement. You might have seen WWF, right? So you'll come to an arrangement like this, like that. You win one race, and I will win the next race. Okay. So one race you act like you are sleeping, and I will win. And the next match I will also adjust accordingly. Uh, so both of us win. So this continued for some time. So the poor people who don't know the tricks behind this, they started to form fan bases for each of the participants. They spent a lot of money from their pocket and they installed very high signboards in front of all the towns and cities. And they spend a lot of money on SMS, sending SMS for each of the participants for different competitions. And that competition, based on the request from the TV channels, they are no, they are having a competition every week, and now it is coming into 1925th competition this week, and I'm also looking forward to that competition. Over to you, Toastmaster.
That was really nice. I really laughed. So basically, the thing is like you can relate to many things, and it is now they have reached 1,000 running together. That is really nice. So I think who is next? Yeah.
I'm next, but it seems that I have no more stories left because so many dimensions. I don't know from which I should continue, but I'm going to have my own story here, and which is that, as Dave mentioned, that the elephant was being trained by the leopard. So as we know, that leopard is is the fastest animal in the world. He was training the elephant to become better, but back of his mind, he always knew that he was the best. He was training the elephant, but there were few tips that he didn't mention to the elephant so that he couldn't win. And when the big race day came and everyone was shouting rabbit, tortoise, or the elephant, but from behind, as one of us has mentioned, that till 25 meters, they all ran. And then after that, it was like other people took over him and he just lost the race. As I guess Bala mentioned about his story, same thing happened with rabbit and the tortoise, as they were in an agreement that they were in an agreement and they were just thinking no one knows about it and they were the only smart ones. But they missed about the leopard, and the leopard actually, at first he was going slow, and at the end, when they were about to reach the final stage, and they were about to reach, and then the leopard won the match and he proved himself that he is the all-time winner and no one can beat him, and he proved his skills. That's all. Thank you.
And that was a wonderful ending. Let me say that was a really what because uh, the every people who had stories, she tried to stitch in every bit from each and every story, and all the agreements and all the points were clubbed in, and she concluded that in a very wonderful story. Thank you for that, and over to you, Toastmaster of
We
the
have
day.
one more person who's left who want to end with the humorous story. We have Siva.
Yes, but yeah, please.
I think he's the only person left now.
Dev has taken the title. So, how to be humorous in this place? Okay, fine. So there were so many rabbit lovers. So, but I am a tortoise lover. My uncle has 4 to 5 tortoises at home. Okay, not the kind of tortoise that Ajay told, the real tortoises. So those tortoises live in a nearby tank, or we could call it a well, and we can see it. In my childhood, I used to give idli and dosa to my beloved tortoises, and it used to eat well and sleep there. So I would like to try time travel a couple of days from now. So maybe this Sunday, I was there feeding my tortoises. The tortoise, I was talking to the tortoise about the general evaluator thing that I did in Toastmasters last week. And he told he was very happy that I was able to do it well. I don't know whether it will happen, but yeah, he told that his uncle is cheating by doing some races in the forest, and since I am the general evaluator, I can go and judge them and see whether they are playing it well or they are doing some bribery and things like that. So he called me. So I took the tortoise and went to the forest like that. And there I saw the leopard standing there, ferocious at me. trying to eat me if I judge something against it. So what I did, I used the tortoise to become friend of a lion. So I cannot say the story. Time is going on. So I became friend of the lion, and I made sure that he is protecting me, and he is the king of the forest, not just the race. So I was standing near him, and I was judging. I was judging it so right that I made sure that my tortoise won. And because I also myself also the tortoise is a friend of lion, and lion made sure that nobody can talk against my decision. So I made sure that my tortoise won. I took the tortoise, I took the cup and came home, left the tortoise in the tank, took the cup at my home and showed everyone that I won the Toastmasters meeting. Thank you all. Oh, you, Toastmaster Anish.
Yeah. So I would say picture abhi baki hai, because I think the story is getting bigger and bigger. New people are coming into the picture like leopard, lion, elephant. So I would say picture abhi baki hai mere dost. And over to you, Toastmaster Tanaz, for the Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Anis. Let me change the camera position. Yeah. So it was a wonderful session. It was fun, and we heard a lot of stories. It was amazing. And now, moving on, we have one of the evaluation left. So I call upon stage Toastmaster Shivakumar for evaluating speakers to Toastmaster Jasna's speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tanaz. So, Toastmaster Jasna actually nailed her speech. How can you be a better speaker than this? Her expressions, her face expressions, and the body language that she has put forward, that's unmatched. I was really inspired by her speech. Then, I'm very glad that you are able to execute the plan successfully. Maybe even though the plans have changed, I'm a person who only plans. I have planned to become an entrepreneur, and YouTuber, podcaster. Only plans. So don't worry. So then, coming to the 100th meeting, you literally nailed it. I was also present there, and it was a wonderful happening. The way you showed the water bottle when you were referring to water bottle, that was what to say, presence of mind. That was very wonderful. I thought you would use this also, but I took that opportunity. And the message was very clear. Plans will change always, and we have to cope up with it. That was a wonderful thing. And the interactions that you made with the audience, that was not something I usually see. You not just asked the question, you waited for replies, you took that feedback back, and you incorporated in your speech. That was wonderful. I don't know if there are things to improve, but I am nitpicking so that I saw some things like you can slow down a little bit. You are too fast in most of the sentences, so that it's understandable. But if you left a bit of passes here and there, you were passing in different locations. But when you go fast, you go so fast. So that you can maybe work a little bit on. And while you are speaking, the online audiences were not seeing it very, the eye contact with the online audience can also be made. So these are my observations, but a wonderful speech. I would like to hear always this kind of speeches. Thank you, Thank you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster. That was a really good evaluation. And now we move on to our general evaluators report, who will be calling the tag team, and they will be presenting their report.
Thank you, Toastmaster. So, I'm the general evaluator today, as I told you in the table topic session. And I would like to call the tag team. First, I would like to call the banker Ajay. He doesn't like being called like that, but I will definitely call
Don't worry, I have a great book here with a lot of timings, guys. So, thank you, Toastmaster Shrikumar. I was in a dogma, first of all, that time should not go when Chivo speaks, because I was really enjoying. I was not at all counting the times when he, regardless of whatever the role he plays. So whenever he speaks in table topics or as an evaluator, I was fully under the dogma. With that note, I'm presenting the timings. The first speaker, Vinita. Vinita was perfectly finished in 6 minutes. And then Jasna took 6 minutes 23 seconds. Yeah. And the evaluators, first evaluator Toastmaster Srijit, she took 3 minutes and 25 seconds, whereas Shivkumar took 2 minutes 45 seconds. And during the table topics, I think we were more accurate. Anis was initially speaking exactly 2 minutes, and Toastmaster Shruti was taking 1 minute 5 seconds. And Toastmaster Vinita with 1 minute 41 seconds. Bala, probably you can try to fit in time. You were taking more than 2 minutes 30 seconds. Yeah, and just now took exactly 2 minutes. How would you fit in exactly 2 minutes? No idea. Okay. They was playing with cricket and so many animals, so he took 3 minutes, which is obvious. We cannot. And Google was excited taking 2 minutes. Again, Chris was so slow, so you took almost 3 minutes. And Ajay, that's me. So I was taking 1 minute 31 seconds, perfect example for you. And then Justin took 1 minute 40 seconds. And Toastmaster TMOD today, Tanaz, she took 1 minute and 49 seconds. Thank you so much. Yeah. Back to you, Brother.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ajay, for that complete analysis. Then I would like to call upon Toastmaster Shruti for giving her counter report.
Yeah, hello everyone. So I'll start with TMOD. So TMOD had 2 R's and 3 ums, and your crutch word is and, just like me. Okay, and for Vinita, there were 3 R's and 1 For Jasna, there were no R's, but I think so is your crutch word, is what I found out. And for the table topic speaker, I was so engrossed in the stories that I forgot to keep the count. But I think most of us are having so, like, and as the crutch words. On a general level, I'm just telling, not pointing out to anyone. So thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shruti. Next, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Gokul for his grammarian.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shivakumar. So this is my first time being the grammarian, so please bear with me if I make mistakes. So I'll start with the grammarian log. So these are people I know who started have used the word of the day. I heard Jasna use it, Pala and Ajay. Shruti, I'm not sure if you've used it. Same with Vinita. I might have missed it. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Vinita, did you use the word? I think you might have.
No.
You did not. Same with Shruti, I guess. Okay. Now, again, I'm not. So I think the last time someone mentioned that we're not supposed to be giving the names of people when we are giving the grammarian report, right? So I'll just make it very not specify people. You can. Okay. Right. I think I couldn't find any grammar mistakes in Vinita's speech. I really tried. Nothing was there. I think it was very well presented, and I could relate to the story as well. It was so nice. Then only suggestion would be that you could have probably used dogma. Then coming to listeners, I did not find any, but one when I really nitpicked for it, I found that you said before the venue started. She meant function, but it was just because you're standing here. And then coming to Sridit, when he said something like standing in the hot sun, he meant under the hot sun. So really small mistakes like this. Same with Anis, he said become tortoise. I think he meant became tortoise. Small past and present thing. So and then Shruti said, I'm too excited. She meant was I'm excited or yeah. And then coming to Bala, I didn't find any in the first one. Then Justin, Justin said, I think this continued for some time, for some days. I think few days would be slightly better. Then Dave said something about training like anything. I think training hard or something of that sort would be somewhat better. And then Tanaz mentioned something like they missed about the leopard. She meant was she missed the leopard. Then Shivakumar said ferocious at me. I think ferocious. That's it. Yeah, so that's it for the most part. I think for the overall thing, I think it was very well. Like really small mistakes we could find. So this was only because I really had to nitpick. So thank you.
Thank you, Tosmas. So the tag team has completed today. While I was writing what is tag team, then only I found that it is timer, counter, and I was thinking something like wrestling tag team. Okay, so the tag team has given their report. So my general evaluation. So regarding speeches, the evaluators have given their reports, but a wonderful, two wonderful speeches, and both related to me very much because I'm not a planner, that I have said, and Vinita's speech, definitely I am the last person to have submitted every record in every class. That's the achievement that I have made. Every university exam in the morning, I used to go with the record notes half filled to get the signature from the 10th teacher so that I can complete the university exam. That's how my college days went. So that was wonderful. And Jasna's speech, as I told, was she nailed it. Oh my God. Yeah. Then coming to table topics. Oh, what a wonderful table topic session. I haven't heard such a session before. That's what I have to say. Thanks very much for Toastmaster Anish, who has come up with this idea. It was really imaginative. What to say? It's fully creative. I am able to feel like I am sitting in near so many creative people, and I can get more out of them in my own life. Wonderful work, and all the speakers, your creativity was blossoming. Then about so table topics done. Then evaluators did a great job. The second evaluator, I think, nailed it. Then the timings to start with, timings didn't start well. So we were around 14 minutes late, but we are completing in gun on time. So yeah, thanks for that. I am a little bad with vocabulary, so you might have noticed. So yeah, and the facilities, meeting location, everything is great. My wife also wanted to come here today, but since I am the general evaluator and the speaker, I didn't want to bring her today. Maybe when someone else does that, I will bring her. Then technicalities, I would say we must have one more laptop that can face towards the audience, and we need not switch back and forth so that everybody in online can have a feeling of a full room of people, even though we are not full. Yeah. Thank you all. Then I will give the control to Toastmaster. Thanks. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shivkumar, for that wonderful and humorous report, general evaluator report. So, Dave, will we be having quiz session?
Yeah, Chris is the quiz master. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Toastmasters and the guest. I had some issues with the network, but I could listen to.
Please take a note of the winner.
So the question I'm going to start just very quickly. Vinita gives us some. What solution did Vinita give to the students not submitting the assignment? What was the solution that she gave?
She just wrote it on the board that with great powers come great responsibilities.
Correct. She told them to be responsible by giving them a quote by saying, with great power come great responsibility. Correct. That's very much correct. Question number 2. Which type of leadership did Vinita recommend? Which type of leadership did Vinita recommend? Anybody? Anybody was listening? She said, she finished by saying that there's a type of leadership that she recommends.
More of mentoring type?
No. That's not the answer.
Just a hard
Okay, I'll just say it so that
the examples oriented instead of through teachings to show the examples in a practical way and then let the others learn from that. I don't know exactly how.
She was very specific. She said she likes leadership which touches the heart. Leadership that touches the heart. That is the one she recommended. Yes, now to the speaker number 2, Jasna.
No, what's the answer? Can you tell that answer?
The answer is leadership that touches the heart.
Okay, thank you.
Leadership that touches the heart. That was her final remarks in her speech. According to Jasna, before making a plan, what is the most important thing to do?
Backup plans.
Backup. That's correct. That's correct. She gave 3 lessons that she learned while making the plans. Can you name them? 3 lessons.
Yeah. One is backup plan. Expect the unexpected. So she says to improvise yourself. So 3 things.
You're very right. Next question about table talkers. Toastmaster Anes gave us a story. What was the topic of the story? It was a story about what?
The tortoise and rabbit.
A race between tortoise and rabbit, is it?
Correct. A race between tortoise and rabbit. Another one. Toastmaster Bala was, question number 6. Toastmaster Bala was giving us a story. Which story? What was the title of the story that Toastmaster Bala was giving us?
I cannot answer that, right?
You cannot answer, but they should be able to tell us. What was the title? You mentioned
your own story, right? His own story, is it?
There was a title.
Yeah, she talks about something. 2 animals.
You should take positives from both the rabbit and the tortoise.
Yes, correct. That's correct. Rabbit and tortoise. Which year? Another question. Which year did Toastmaster Bala say gave a story? 19?
94.
1994, that's correct. Whoever said 1994, that's correct. And next question. Toastmaster Jasna gave us a story about a rabbit. How many rabbits did she bought?
Two.
Two.
That's correct. Very much correct. Yeah. Toastmaster Dave talked about two animals.
Elephant.
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 Leopard.
I'm not finished. That's not the question. That's not the question. That's not the question. Toastmaster Dave talked about two animals. Okay. Which one was the smartest and which one was the fastest?
Leopard. Leopard.
Smartest
Leopard.
elephant, fastest leopard.
All right. And I think I'm in my last question. The last question. In the Toastmaster Dave story, who won the contest?
Leopard.
No.
No, the rabbit.
Rabbit, correct.
Gokul won.
Rabbit won.
Yes.
So thank you guys. That's what I had, and see you in the next one. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Tanaz, so post the polling in the chat, in the group chat.
Sorry, what did you say, Balaj? Dev? Sorry.
Yeah, I'll post a form, Google form for polling in the main WhatsApp group. For the listener, I posted the winner.
Okay, so Dev has posted a link to the Google form. Please fill that up, everyone, so that we can end the meeting.
Dave, can you send it again because I can't see it in the chat window?
It's in the WhatsApp
Same
group.
here. Same here.
Oh, it's in the WhatsApp.
Use it in the chat window as well. We've just put it in the chat window as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So Tanas, I will post it to you in the winners privately to you, so you can inform just now.
Okay, sure.
So I get the result. You can continue. Yeah. Yeah, Tanas, you can continue. I will share the result once it's done.
Okay. We had a wonderful session today. Some of us are online, even though some of us joined us late, but we could enjoy the whole session and make a lot out of it. In every Toastmasters meeting, we get so many information, so many life lessons to. Dave, are you sending it to me? Okay.
Yeah, maybe you can announce later. And then.
Sorry, what did you say? I couldn't hear.
No, at the end, when you give the control to just now, you can inform the winners from your chat.
Okay. So it was a very wonderful session. Sorry, there was a break in between. And we started with the theme that it's December, the month of Mary. And I wish you all a very happy and merry month. And enjoy the holidays with your families. And we will have a lot to talk about after you all come back, because we will have a lot of stories and looking forward for a new year, a fantastic new year. That is all from my side. Back to you, President Toastmaster Japan.
Thank you, TMOD. Great. So since the screen is shared, I guess it's already available to everybody. So the best role player was Anis. Congrats, Anis. Best evaluator Srijit. Best speaker Vinita. Best tag Gokul. And best listener Ajay. Congrats to everyone. Thank you all for joining today. It was very nice to have you all on board. It'll be nice next time if more of you all can join offline. I think it will be even more valuable. And we get to directly interact a little bit more as well. Thank you all for joining. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Bye.
I call the meeting adjourned. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.